today, stretching out the stomach, getting the blood sugar high.
Was it your kids' candy, the pre-Halloween candy?
Yes, the pre-Halloween candy. All of it is so much candy. Like I can actually still feel it in my gut. It's a giant ball.
Docs in the chat finally said that he's ready. So we turned this on. We were just getting caught up on the Diamondbacks quest for
glory,
October supremacy. Now, soon to be November.
We'll still do it. I still feel like D-backs are going to win the next 3 games.
I just hate that name. So close to D-bags.
I know. And people say that all the time.
I saw the jersey. I didn't know the jersey said D-backs.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's terrible.
They leaned into it, I think. Once everybody was like D-bags, then they were just like D-backs. Here we go.
Yeah, we're going to wear Oakley razors and have goatees.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's all baseball players, Danny. I don't know, like what.
That's why they leaned into it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, embrace who we are.
Yeah. That's how baseball goes.
I played baseball until I was 14.
Yeah.
I know everything about it. I got in a fight with my coach.
Why?
Over him putting me in left field.
Oh, I didn't want to be in right field. I was playing first base, and I wanted to be first base and pitcher. But the coach's son was a first base and pitcher guy. And he tried pushing me to right field, and that annoyed me. But now looking at the majors, I should have.
That's a good spot.
That is a good
been
spot.
Happy in right field.
Yeah, you've got the height for it.
Tough to get paid at first base.
Yeah, I should have been a right fielder, but I didn't hit hard. I didn't hit like home runs. I wasn't a home run hitter. I was a solid hitter, but not a home run hitter.
With some PEDs. You'd be hitting them over the fence all day.
That's true. That's true. I probably would have learned. So, anyways, I pitched a no-hitter when I was in Pony League.
Oh wow!
And then did you quit immediately after?
I should have.
Tired your glove?
I just tried juggling too many sports, and my parents made me choose.
I thought you were going to say you tried juggling.
My parents made me choose, but didn't give me the choice. They chose for me. They were like, "We'll support you in swimming, but that's it. Which sport do you want to do?"
I can kind of see, though, as a parent, how you get tired of kids that jump around. It's expensive. It's a lot of driving. And you're like, dude, let's just pick one.
It wasn't even on me. And I would have chose baseball and basketball. But,
dude, write your parents a letter saying they ruined your life.
Anybody, I went to go see the Michael Jackson musical, and it was like, the unsung hero of Michael Jackson musical, Joe Jackson, really that gets a bad rap, but, he made those kids into stars. I think if you want to have like anybody who like accomplishes anything in life, it's like their parents are lunatics.
They'll break you down mentally.
No kids want to practice stuff.
Yeah, we don't want to practice the kids don't want to practice anything, but it's like, I liked a lot of sports. So put me in a money sport. Why are you choosing swimming for me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One person in the history of swimming has made money off of swimming.
Yeah.
And he is now in these depression ads and admitting that
you break the kid that way. I mean, that's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem. The parents create the pressure.
That's what I'm saying. That's swimming. Baseball, you're just like there, like eating sunflower seeds, learning to chew tobacco, growing your butt extra big because that's
so
what baseball
true,
play.
dude.
And then you're hitting grand slams and wearing gold chains while
a lot
you
of baseball
play.
players have big butts?
Yeah, dude. I've got a
Didn't
baseball butt.
Baseball butt.
Baseball butt.
You didn't know about baseball butt?
Dude, your wife's never brought up baseball players' butts?
No.
This has told me so often about baseball butt.
Yeah, baseball butt.
Wow.
Okay.
You sure it wasn't bunt?
No, baseball butt. Maybe it's the pants. Maybe they're stuffing their pants in reverse. Butt stuffing.
Butt stuffing. Yeah. Okay. Well, learn something new here today.
Yeah. Learn and grow. Learn and grow.
Okay.
Baseball butts.
You ready? Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, what's going on? Rob Cesternino back again to talk with you about the week's most interesting news stories for Halloween week of 2023 here on News AF.
If a story is buzzing like it's on crystal meth, it's about to be News AF. If the same old news makes you bored to death, it's time for some News AF. actual, factual.
Yeah, that's right. News AF is back, and it's Halloween for a very spooky day here. Back with us, all treats, no tricks for you from pickleball's top influencer, Father Nature. Here he is, Waluigi, Tyson Apostol.
What's up? I do have a big mustache and stuff, but it's sticky-sided mustache. I think it's only like a one-time use thing, so I'm saving it for later.
Okay.
So I wore part of the costume. I also have white gloves, but I didn't wear those either. But this is the Waluigi logo, so it should be pretty easy to understand. And it took me a second, honestly. I'm Waluigi, and I was like, what is this? And then I realized it's Bizarro Luigi. So it's an upside down L. Instead of having it be a W for Waluigi, it's an upside down L.
Yeah, now Wario, he just has a straight up W on his hat.
Because it's also an upside down M.
Yeah, which I
think it's an upside down M. I don't think it's a W. I think it's an upside down M.
Actually, he's not. Well, we're
diving
into the lore.
Yeah. I think it's an upside down M for Bizarro Mario and Bizarro.
Let me sign into my account, Mario Threads. Let's see what the fans say.
Okay. Mario Threads squirt.
You have an account on Threads about Wario?
No,
it's on Reddit.
Reddit. Yeah, that's right.
Discord.
Reddit thread on Mario, all things Mario.
Yeah. Okay. Well, happy Halloween to you, Tyson.
Same to you.
Is that an official Wario shirt, or is that something from your own collection?
This is from my own collection. This is actually Chubby's brand.
Yes.
Use Pickle King, one word, all caps at checkout to get anything sick from Chubby's shorts.com. So yeah, I just saw this. It was purple. I know the costume is a purple shirt. I didn't find suspenders. I didn't care enough about this thing.
Yeah, you're a grown man. That's good.
But Bergen's Yoshi. We got a Yoshi costume. They sell Yoshi costumes. What they don't sell is Dry Bones costumes, and that's what Bergen wanted to, or that's what Marlo wanted to be, was Dry Bones, and she is the cutest little kindergarten Dry Bones. We had to make her own costume.
Wow, nice. Why Dry Bones?
She just liked Dry Bones, and I was like, I will support any weird. Like, if you have a weird costume, I will.
Very Halloween appropriate.
Make it our mission. Yeah, and so she's Dry Bones, so we had to make her own hat, mask with the eyes and everything, and then she's wearing a skeleton suit, and then I sewed a turtle shell to the back of it.
Seamstress Tyson.
Yeah, by hand. Wow. Yeah. So cute, and we'll have pictures later.
Okay.
We're gonna go to the school for Marlo's Halloween celebration. They are doing something with the kids there that's going to be underwhelming.
Summoning the Dark Lord.
Yeah, it's always underwhelming. You're always
underwhelming.
I don't know why my expectations are so high for these kindergartners.
Okay. All right, and back here with a man who our expectations are always high for him. It's Danny Bryson. Danny, how are you?
Pre-gaming for Halloween.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Just eating tons of candy.
Hot tamales?
No hot tamales, but all Chewies, no chocolates. I hammered a bag or two of what are they called? They're little squares. They're chewy.
Starburst.
No.
Mambas.
So Mambas came out with a whole line of different types of Mambas in different shapes, really.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, you can buy like these sticks. I ate the entire bag. I feel sick already.
So why
starting?
Why no chocolate? Are you not a chocolate guy, or you're going to dip into the chocolate?
I am not a chocolate guy. I'm a chewy guy. I will occasionally eat chocolate to be reminded of why I'm not a chocolate guy.
Okay. So even cheap chocolate, like the Halloween chocolate?
Oh, that's the worst.
Like Mr. Goodbar? You're not dipping into a Mr. Goodbar?
No, I will dip into a 1,000 grand. Is that what they're called? The
100 grand.
100 grand. Thank you. 100
Those
grand.
Are good.
I'll eat a Mars bar.
Mars bar, really?
Yeah, that's weird. That's one of the worst.
Yeah, I can't. No, sorry, not Mars. I'm getting mixed up because I don't
Milky
eat
Way.
Milky Way.
Oh,
that's worse.
Yeah.
Well, I'll eat those. And then I used to like Kit Kats, but COVID knocked out the Kit Kat tasties.
So. Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I was thinking like there's a bunch of candies that I feel like, this is the only week of the year that I will eat this candy. Like I will not have another one of these for 52 weeks.
And what candies are
what
those?
Are they?
Butterfinger. I will not ever eat a Butterfinger. Like
I don't think I've ever paid for a Butterfinger.
Never paid for a Butterfinger. I do like they're not bad. You know, throw them in the refrigerator. Baby Ruth is one that I think is pretty underrated, but
so dusty.
We'll never, maybe all the Baby Ruths got made in like 1984 and they're still out there in circulation. But a Baby Ruth I think is pretty good. Almost will never eat an Almond Joy the other 51 weeks out of the year.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy one now.
What about a Mound? Do you prefer an Almond Joy or a Mound?
I prefer an Almond Joy, but I'm not sure. Is Mound's dark chocolate?
Mound is dark chocolate without an almond.
Yeah, I would. If I wish I could get some sort of dark chocolate and an almond, I really would enjoy that.
Is Mound just have like almond goo?
Is it like it has coconut goo?
Coconut goo. That's what it is.
Yeah. So Mound and Almond Joy both have coconut goo. Mound is covered in dark chocolate with no almond.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Almond Joy has an almond on top that's also covered in chocolate. I prefer the Almond Joy. I like Almond Joys. I don't buy them, but I do. I look forward to them on Halloween. So the candies I look forward to on Halloween,
like
Mr. Goodbar.
Mr. Goodbar, another one. Yeah, that's one. I'm never eating a Mr. Goodbar the other 51 weeks of the year.
I don't even know if they sell them at gas stations. I don't think I've
even
seen
get a full size Mr. Goodbar.
Yeah.
Yeah. But peanut butter cup wouldn't be crazy to eat one the rest of the year. But
I'm not a peanut butter cup guy. I won't even eat one during Halloween.
So strong. Whatever it's in there is just so strong.
It's just
so strong, like the peanut butter.
No, just a mouthful of peanut butter.
The minute it goes into my mouth contracts involuntarily.
Okay.
Like how so? Like a sphincter?
No, I just probably, but it's just from the taste.
Maybe you have a peanut allergy, Danny.
No, I would know. I do love peanuts and cashews. I just love nuts, salty nuts.
You do.
So it can't be that.
Yeah.
So rank your M&Ms in order of strongest M&M to least favorite M&M.
When I get M&Ms, I take them and throw them in the trash.
All of them?
Yes.
Peanut M&Ms.
Every color?
I don't like
every
bought
kind peanut M&Ms. You don't eat peanut M&Ms?
The color plays no role in the taste of an M&M. That's
but hold up.
Baloney. What?
Peanut and M&Ms are going in the trash?
I tried. I actually bought a bag 2 weeks ago, tried to eat them. I thought these are gross. Regular M&Ms.
What about almond?
It's like eating almond M&Ms. Is that a thing? I don't think I've ever had those.
Yeah,
those
are great.
Those.
Yeah,
those are great. Okay. Pretzel M&Ms.
No.
Caramel.
I didn't even know that's a thing.
Wow. Yeah, Tyson, you're tapped in.
Yeah, look at you, dude.
Go to the grocery store once in your life, Danny.
I go all the time, and nobody spends more time in the candy aisle than me.
Gotta get out of the hot soup section. Listen,
Tyson, if you're at the hot soup section, you look down the aisle, the candy's right there. I can do two things at the same time.
You don't spend time in front of the M&Ms like you need to. Go try the caramel M&Ms. I think you're gonna like them.
All right.
Okay.
I'll give them a shot.
Okay.
All right. Well, all this candy talk is a great segue to talk about some strategy about dealing with eating a lot of candy, because a Virginia dentist, West Virginia specifically, has weighed in to say that it is better to sit down and eat all of your Halloween candy at one time than to space it out.
For your teeth or for your general health or for both?
Okay. So, a couple of thoughts here. One, because then if you don't have to worry about like getting sugar on your teeth all the time if you just eat all of your candy at once.
I believe that for the teeth. I think that is correct. For health purposes, I do not necessarily agree or know if that is correct.
She says that it's much better for your teeth if you sit down and eat a full bag of candy. It might upset your belly, but it's much better for your teeth.
For your body,
rather than we're going to hang on to this for the next couple of months, and every now and then we're going to get in and get some candy out.
I'm eating candy regardless the next couple months.
Yeah.
All right. This is just
Danny
candy I
doesn't
didn't have
care.
to pay for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Danny's only eating candy.
Danny, the worst kind of candy for your teeth is sticky, tacky, chewy, gummy. Something like chocolate is not great for your teeth, but it's easier to clean and remove from
I just
your
went
teeth.
to the dentist. Guess what?
What?
For a guy who eats nothing but the kind of candy that's worse for your teeth, I had a great dentist.
What's your secret?
Brush and floss. Brush and floss.
What? Manual or electric?
Manual.
Manual.
All hard arm strength. Just really get in there.
Mm-hmm.
But every tooth gets its love.
Wow.
Every single tooth.
Yeah. I spent a lot of time on the molars.
A lot of time on the molars. I recently became an electric toothbrush guy.
And do you feel that there's benefits or that it's all
I've actually really like that I've been down the electric toothbrush path a couple different times. This isn't an ad. I won't even say what brand I have, but I found that one that I liked.
Okay. Smile. Let's see what you got. Okay, pretty good.
Good gams.
Pretty good.
No, gams again.
Gams are
legs. I keep saying that. Good gums.
Legs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, it's better to just eat all the candy. I mean, the dentist I don't think cares about anything else other than just like, hey, I'm not worried about the rest of your body. As far as the one thing that I have that I'm concerned with, this is better for me. Just
what about his boat payment?
Yeah, it's not better for him getting paid.
I was going to say,
you want that guy coming in week after week with a new tooth problem.
Dude, he's got to pay for his second family. He needs you eating that candy over months.
Yeah. Okay. I think if you eat so much candy that your urine stinks.
Like candy. It smells sweet.
Yeah.
Does that happen, Tyson?
You tell me, Danny.
I've never had stinky candy urine.
You have COVID nose. You don't.
Yeah, but I've been eating candy my whole life at just enormous amounts of it.
I notice it a little bit when I eat a ton of sugar, but I really notice it with my kids when they eat a ton of sugar.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my gosh, what happened in here? Yeah. And it's literally like just stinky urine from how much sugar is in it.
I'm going to grind
what kind of M&M's, Tyson, is the worst for?
Oh man, I haven't really done the experimenting on all of that yet, but I'm telling you, urine, there's 4 things that affect urine. Coffee, there's coffee pee, there's asparagus pee.
Yep.
There's beet pee, that's just kind of a tinge of
that's
pink.
True. I've had
pinkish beet pee and sugar pee.
Sugar pee.
Yeah.
Okay.
If anybody in the chat can think of any other types of pee, there's strongly dehydrated pee and overly vitamined pee.
That's syrup. That's not even pee.
Yeah, that's brown. It's dark yellow.
Yeah.
Nice amber, dark amber.
Exactly.
Notes of dehydration.
Yeah.
So.
Also, they say that if you give your kids a bunch of candy right before bed, kids could struggle to sleep.
Yeah. No, if you're a parent, you already know that.
You don't have to be a dentist to know that one.
Oh, Juniper Wren said children's Tylenol pee. That makes so much sense right now. Bergen has a broken arm. We have her on Tylenol. Is that true? If that's true, then
I don't know.
Everything makes sense to me.
I'll drink a whole bottle. Tell you
how much sugar is in children's Tylenol. I guess.
I mean, Bergen loves the taste of it. So.
It is pretty thick.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Paula's eating lunch. So, do we have any lunch stories? Anything more appetizing?
Yeah. The next story.
Okay. Yeah. Well. All right. So, how do we feel about candy corn?
Disgusting. I like it.
It's like a candy that my grandparents ate during the war.
Yeah, but I will never buy it. But if you have a bowl of it out, I'm dipping in and I'm going to pick at it.
Those fingers in there.
And you eat
right in there.
One layer at a time. So you bite the corner off the top and then it all tastes the same. I don't know why I do that, but that's just like my method. You just nibble. It's a nibble candy where you're still getting your calories, even if it's not that pleasurable.
It's very polarizing. Chappelle, that I do a lot of podcasts with, he's way into it, but
like he pays for candy corn.
I think he does. Or he's so vocal about it. I think a lot of people just give it to him.
Liz pays for it. It's in my house during the holiday season.
Well, Danny, at least somebody's buying it because according to some research, candy corn sales are down.
No kidding.
It goes down every year.
Their biggest fans are dying off.
Yeah, but the thing is the population is growing, and it will eventually die off because I don't know who pays for it right now. I have a bag at my house, and if there's no other candy, I will get it out. And Rachel's parents gave us that bag, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I don't hate it. And if you kept it from me for a handful of years, I would never pay for it myself. But if you were like, hey, here's candy corn, I was like, oh, I haven't had a candy corn in like 10 years. Give me that.
Put it in a bowl.
Do you know when candy corn came out, Tyson?
Yes, I do.
Yes.
I think it was 1532, right after the religious revolution in
1880s. So it's coming up on 150 years of candy corn.
That makes so much sense. Only people who have never been exposed to real candy would eat that and call it candy.
Molasses drops, horehound candy,
ground up sheep hoof.
Yeah.
We're not getting involved with these newfangled Tootsie Rolls.
Oranges. And what about circus peanuts?
Yeah, I didn't know what those are.
Would you rather circus peanuts or candy? You don't know what circus peanuts are, Rob?
No, I know what they are. I don't know what they're made of.
Probably horse hoof, mostly.
Broken dreams of a candy maker.
Yeah, because they're kind of like a very unnatural color and it's a peanut-shaped marshmallow candy.
Yeah, I love the texture of
So Tyson, peanut. Which one will you be eating if you were handed a bag of each?
If I were handed both of the, I'd go circus peanuts. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. The most predominant color is orange and banana. Are the flavors of circus peanuts.
Oh, banana. There's different flavors?
I guess so.
I remember I've had the banana one.
Dude, I'm going to order some on Amazon right now. It's been too long. Circus peanuts.
Yeah. Interestingly, circus peanuts led to the creation of Lucky Charms in 1964 when a General Mills employee chopped up circus peanuts and put them in a bowl of Cheerios.
Delicious.
Dude, what a madman. Look at him experimenting with cereal. I like Lucky Charms, so I guess I love the offspring of the peanut.
Dude.
Yeah. But the candy corn sales are slumping. It's interesting. They are made of sugar and corn syrup and are in the shape of corn. So do you feel like that they did in some way capture the original artifact?
They're made of sugar and corn syrup, so it's just like two different types of sugar in one candy, and that's all. That's the only ingredients. Check out this naked. It's a 20-pound box of naked circus peanuts you can buy on Amazon.
Oh, is that for shipping things?
No, it's for eating circus peanuts.
No, those look like packing peanuts.
No, they're not.
Oh, that looks toxic.
Delicious, right?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
The weird thing about this article is that it says candy corn is the trick of all treats. These are the Halloween sweets everyone prefers.
Who says that?
Was this written by?
That was written in 1880.
Is this a PR release?
They haven't updated the website since 1880.
Yeah, the wood carving out front.
Yeah. So
pass. Hard pass.
No, it's like, I mean, it's candy corn. This is where candy corn is very powerful, and it's same with ribbon candy and stuff like that. You go somewhere where there's older people and you sit there and there's a bowl of it on the counter. And it's like, I can either carry a conversation with these people or I can nibble on the candy from the bowl.
Do you chew a candy corn, Tyson, or do you suck on it?
You chew it.
Okay. Ironically, for the oldest audience, they're going to have like the most problems with chewing the candy corn.
It's very soft.
Interesting.
And have you not had a candy corn?
Not really. It doesn't really appeal to me.
You got to try. You should at least try one because they're soft and they're not sticky.
The thing is that unless somebody buys like a big bag, you don't really come across them.
You don't come across, like, you're not getting it into Halloween candy.
Yeah.
But they'll be around through Thanksgiving. It's a Halloween/Thanksgiving thing.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I think my younger son likes it. So I'll see if I can surprise him and pick some up.
Yeah.
No circus peanuts, though.
No.
Why?
I don't like marshmallow.
Why?
Why don't I like marshmallow?
So let's say you're sitting down.
Why don't you like mayonnaise?
Yeah, Tyson. We can have our
Because
preferences.
it's disgusting.
Yes.
I mean, what about Lucky Charms? Are you eating Lucky Charms?
No, never.
Never. You're on Survivor. You win a reward. It's Lucky Charms.
Sure. I mean, I'll eat it on Survivor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What about a reward on Survivor that is circus peanuts and candy corns?
What are you gonna do? I mean, it's not your favorite thing, but
no, but I'm just saying. I think that would be fun. Just like the most disgusting, polarizing candy options available.
Yeah, you don't care on Survivor. You'd like lick a sugar bowl if you could.
I wouldn't eat mayonnaise. Under no circumstances would I eat mayonnaise on Survivor or anywhere. Yeah. Gross.
It's really not a craving food.
Yeah. Not for me. So
no, not for anybody. Okay. Well, speaking of all this food, there is a list of the worst date restaurants that is floating around, and people are getting upset over the list of worst restaurants. There's a list of 30 do not go to these restaurants.
I think it's just one girl made this up.
Exactly.
And then it's kind of taken off.
It's her list.
Yeah.
She made a list. Well, that's how the internet works. One person makes the thing and then people share it. And so
I need 2,000 people and study finds funding.
She says that here's a list of places women refuse to go on a first date. And thank you to the ladies who reached out to help me on the list. Okay. 30. I mean, there's not a lot of places left.
Well, it's all chain It's all chain restaurants.
Yeah. You want to hear the list? 30 places.
Let's hear the top 10.
Go. Top 10. Okay. Yeah. All right. I mean, honestly, I would not be. Thank God I'm married. Because
listen, I'm going to take my wife on 30 dates where we go and visit each one of these restaurants. And
you might want to hear the list first, Tyson.
Listen to this list. I think a lot of these would be good. I mean, what do I know? Okay. Number 1, Cheesecake Factory. Number 2, Applebee's. 3, Chili's. 4, Chipotle. Chipotle, I could see.
Unless it's like a lunch grab date. Yeah.
5, Olive Garden.
Like first date, or is this like
first date? You can't go on a first date. 6, the movies. 7, your house. 8, any fast food. 9, Buffalo Wild Wings. 10, Wingstop.
Okay, sure. First date, none of those make sense really. But yeah, I don't think that's outrageous.
Cheesecake Factory isn't a bad idea for a first date because it's basically the Bible of food. When they hand you that menu, it's just this weighty, has hundreds of items.
Yeah.
Something
that too many items though.
But I think so, but
I mean, some of these things on here are number 26, a bar for just drinks.
No, that's perfect. Is there a coffee shop on there too?
Let me see. Coffee date is 18. 17 is Starbucks. So
why doesn't she just tell us? Why doesn't she just tell us what she wants instead of what she doesn't want?
Where we can go. Oh, our only good first dates are like 5-star restaurants.
Yeah, Michelin 5-star restaurants in Paris, France.
Yeah, go for it.
Even worse, I'll go anywhere.
Yeah.
When you ask them where they want to go for a first date.
Danny, number 12 is a buffet.
Oh, yes, I agree with that.
What about a brunch buffet though?
No.
Caligula's.
Number 15 is the gym. I agree with that one.
What?
First date at the gym is no good.
A lot of these CrossFit people probably prefer that though. I think it's dependent on the person. Speaking of restaurants too, I read, have we already talked about this? I read a headline that said like the biggest cross section of America with the wealthy and the poor, is at restaurants like Applebee's and Olive Garden, where billionaires eat at those places. And so do people who have no money.
That's how they stay rich.
So I went into Applebee's for the first time in a long time because Marla wanted to go there on a daddy-daughter thing. And I was looking around. I was like, who is the billionaire in here right now? And my friend was like, look for the most, I texted my buddies and I was like, how do I find this billionaire in there? And they're like, look for the most homeless looking person. I was like, that's me. And they're like, okay. Well, you found the millionaire. The billionaire is going to be in a sports coat with jeans and New Balance, white New Balance sneakers. And there wasn't a guy like that in there.
Yeah.
But
did they let you go in the kitchen?
no, I didn't ask to, but I did get recognized. Yeah, Applebee's did recognize me.
Yeah.
So,
Cheesecake Factory is a fine first date.
That's
no,
I not.
It's weird. I don't know. I've been out of the game too long.
Yeah,
because now I would probably go somewhere nicer. But it's also because I can afford somewhere nicer.
It's a little loud in there, like maybe.
And gaudy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's weird. And yeah, I think.
Depends who I'm going on the first date with. Like, do I want to be seen by everybody?
What is Cheesecake the place you go to be seen?
Who don't you want to be seen by? Like, who are you avoiding?
Paparazzi, Tyson.
Okay, yeah. It's true.
Like, what if I went on a first date with Taylor Swift?
Dude, Cheesecake Factory would be perfect.
Oh, if I went on a first date with Taylor Swift, people would be like, "Oh my God, Taylor! She went to the Cheesecake Factory.
She's just like us." Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the smartest thing she could do.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, she had food from Nobu flown in, and they brought it through the back door.
They flew Nobu in, and he made sushi.
Nobu's a person.
Yes.
Wow. No, the movies.
I've met
first
Nobu.
Date? Yeah.
Oh, he was slinging sushi for us at Caesar's Palace when the Imagine Dragons were having. Imagine Dragons are Survivor fans, and they had us to some. What would you call a gala? We went to a gala.
A gala.
That sounds like some kind of spiritual retreat.
It wasn't.
Rob, you and I had our first date at Cheesecake Factory.
Yes, that's true. And look at us now.
It couldn't be stronger.
Yeah.
Was I there?
That was nice.
Yeah, Forged in Cheesecake.
When it was the Salt Lake Cheesecake Factory. Yes. I forgot that. We're about to have date number 2 tomorrow.
Let's pick the one of them places
tomorrow or the day after tomorrow.
Well, the day after tomorrow is going to be breakfast. Our breakfast date, right?
Yes.
But tomorrow night, I'm seeing you tomorrow night. Am I wrong? Are my dates wrong?
No,
it doesn't seem possible because of Halloween, but you're right.
You are right.
I'm seeing you guys tomorrow night.
Yes, I just didn't know that was the date.
No, the date is the breakfast after.
Yeah, cigarettes and coffee.
Okay. All right. Well, hopefully, I guess it's not a first date, so we can. No pressure.
We can go.
No pressure. We can just go wherever we want.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Then. Okay. Speaking of restaurants, all right. There's a restaurant that has started giving out a $50 service charge to people that come into the restaurant if their kids are misbehaving, and they give them a $50 poor parenting charge.
Is that real?
It happened at least once. So yes, it is real.
Yes. Well,
and that's not like face punchable offense.
So so there's a warning on the menu of that you will get charged $50 for bad children.
I don't even think it says what the amount is. I think it just says there's a surcharge for naughty children.
No.
Or bad parenting. They think they call it bad parenting on the menu.
Yeah. Well, okay, so there was this is the story of a woman who said she went to a restaurant and she thought that the restaurant manager was joking when she came over. She was there with her husband, and they had 11 children there, aged. Danny, is this your family?
Oh my gosh. My parents were just telling us about when we used to go to Tony Roma's, all 11 kids.
Yes.
Hundreds of dollars in bad children had to have been paid.
So this woman
like we were rowdy.
Told the Today Show the kids were all sitting at the end of the table. They were being so good. She even commented how well behaved they were. And then after dessert, That's when they were approached, and she thought that the manager was coming over to say how well the children were behaving. Instead, she gave her a $50 bill because she said the kids were too loud and were running around outside.
So the way I read it when I very first read about this was that she thought that the server was the one who reported to the manager, and that the manager necessarily didn't see what had transpired, and that the server had it out for them. Because serving 11 kids, no matter how well behaved they are, would just be a headache.
It's a trick.
Yeah,
it's a trick for sure. However, bad parents are exactly the kind of parents who would be oblivious to bad children behavior.
Yeah.
I mean, so part of me is like, she thought they were doing the best they ever had. An honest parent would be like, they were being kind of loud. I don't really see a good parent saying, my kids were so good, and I thought I was going to be complimented on these 11 children and their behavior. Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
The $50 surcharge, stupid. But come on.
Yeah.
Your kids
just
weren't
put no
saints.
kids allowed on the front of the restaurant if that's your policy.
Yeah, or a large party surcharge.
Yeah, must have one adult for every 2 kids.
Yeah. Here, let me bring in this story. That this is one, according to our friends over at Study Finds, a new poll of more than 1,000 people, which was conducted by Play USA. I don't know what that is. Play USA.
We'll figure it out once we figure out what the survey is. I can tell you what Play USA works in. Nope, just tell me the survey. I'll tell you what Play USA does.
Okay, so Play USA found that 56% of people feel pressure to tip when the option pops up on cashless checkout.
These guys make the apparatuses that add the surcharges.
No, they make a tip splitting
They make
app.
a tip splitting app.
No, they actually are the home of gambling news, online casino reviews, and everything in between.
What? Why are they funding this?
Because they probably get tips when you reload your sports books.
Right.
By the way,
dealers want to get tipped. Sure.
They could have saved themselves some money.
Yeah.
And just known.
No, but so 75% of people think that the practice of tipping has gotten out of control.
I have to agree. I'm part of that 74%.
You know what? I have to agree also, because you know what? That something new that's happened that didn't used to be the case. You know, you get the thing, you get your card, and you get like you're at the Olive Garden, you're on a first date, and then they come over and then, okay, here's your credit card. And instead of like
charity.
Instead of like, okay, taking your check, they have the machine and they put your card in, and then they turn it around and they say, okay, and now how much are you going to tip? And I'm like, and there's like 3 options of how much you're going to tip.
Yeah.
And the lowest
18%,
option,
25%, or 90%.
Yeah. And I don't mind. I'll give like a 20% tip, but I don't want to feel like that's the lowest option.
Yeah, that's insane.
I'm being a cheapskate now.
Yeah. I had one the other day that was an 18% or a 25% option. So I manually put in calculated a 20% option. I am of the belief.
Yeah.
Because the system is broken here with the service industry. The people who are making $2 an hour and are relying on tips need to wear like a badge or something. So we know that we need to tip those people so that they can make their wages, because the system is broken and their employers aren't paying their wages because they're working on tips.
Sure.
Great. I want those people to get paid. Let us pay them. That is fine. I'm going to the restaurant. I expect that. Let's do it. But when you're making a wage, let that also be known, because I don't want to go to a place where, it's just weird to go to a place and they're like, we demand a tip. I was like, I've never tipped here before, but now over the last handful of years we have. And I just need to know the rules, because if people are getting, like, let's say in those situations, people are getting minimum wage, but they're still reliant and dependent. Sure, extra money is great for everybody.
I also want to know, how the tip is being given to the servers.
Oh, interesting.
Because oftentimes you'll hear horror stories where not all of your tip is reaching that person who provided stellar service.
Yeah.
Management is taking some off the top. Maybe they're taking all of it. So that's another big part of this is like, yeah, open the books, let us know who's getting what, and we'll tip accordingly.
Yeah. Well, so I think like Colleen in the chat says she hates the option at Subway to tip or at other fast foods. Subway, they're building your sandwiches there. And they are taking some time to do that. And I feel like tipping them does, like there are like people who are providing those services, they should be getting paid by their employer, but because the way the system's set up, and that's what I don't know. And I put something out online on Twitter once that got a lot of traction that said, tipping, here's the new rules. 20% if you
Was
go
it Bill
into
Maher that made this tweet?
No, I made the tweet.
Oh, okay.
You get 20%, you pay 20% tip at a sit-down restaurant when the server brings you the food and you order from the table. If you have to stand in line to order the food and then they deliver it to you, that's 15%.
Wow, you're generous, Tyson.
Yeah.
If they're asking for a tip. And so like there was a breakdown like that. You get 10% if they do the preparation in front of your face, but then you also still stand in line to like Subway. That's like a 10% tip, not a 20% tip. Then these are just recommendations. And I was just like, I just need a line here. Like, don't make me guess every time, like at the grocery store when I'm doing self-checkout. Am I supposed to tip here? Like, don't put that in my face. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You did everything. If anything, the tip should be, how much do I want to give myself off of these groceries for doing it myself?
Yeah, so that's the thing is like
30% tip.
Just let's come up with a standard. If the standard is every time the tip button comes up, it's 20%.
Yeah.
Then I am on board, but I also need to get a tip button on my shit too.
Right. It made me very annoyed that the options that 15% wasn't even like, that's like beyond the pale, which that I thought that was the standard 15%.
No, the standard is 20%.
No, but the standard is 15.
No.
But they're just nudging it up to 20.
20%. No. It was like, okay, well, this was good service. I gotta leave 20%.
The standard has been 20% for a long time.
No, it hasn't.
Yes, it has.
I'm looking up right now.
The standard is 20%. If it is horrible service, you give them 15%.
50. I mean, that I thought it was wild that 15 wasn't even an option. That was like off the board to go 15%.
Yeah, you have to push the custom button. So 20% is the standard. You should always tip 20%.
So there is obviously, like we're having here, there is a discussion online where people are arguing between 15, 20, 18, and some even say 10. So it's all over the place.
I just think that 15 should be an option. I'm not saying I would do 15.
They're not going to put a lesser option on there for like an insulting, like paying 15
would
is
be insulting.
Yes. 15 is saying 15. It wasn't very good.
I hate it so much.
Well, but sometimes it wasn't very good.
Price.
Then you give 15. But you also have to calculate who is getting this money. If it's the service's problem and the service's fault for the bad service, then it's 15. But if it's not the service's fault, let's say the kitchen's backed up or there's some other reason or their manager's putting extra work on them and you notice that, you still got to give them their 20 because it's not always, you got to look at
you can tell. It's like, if it's like, where is this person? I haven't even seen that. I haven't seen them in 20 minutes.
It's all based on refill for me. Anyone who, because they're not in charge of the food, they're not in charge of when it comes out. If the server can keep my drink filled up, that's the only thing that they really have control over. Okay. And that's how I base my
I like that. So Sarah Miller in the chat says, do you tip more around the holidays? And DePete said, yes, I tell the boy who fetches my goose to keep the change.
Okay. The old Christmas goose.
Yeah, I think that you can tip more around the holidays when you can tell someone is working extra hard or needs it extra bad. And then you shock them with $100 bill or something. And that's a nice thing to do. And it's your own discernment. But yeah, that's extra.
I gotta be honest. I don't think I've ever shocked anybody with $100 bill.
You're doing it wrong then.
I guess so.
When it hits right, it hits right. When it hits right, it hits right. But if you give it to the wrong person who's like, oh, that's my third 100 today. You're like
my wife.
They got me. Yeah, it's tricky. That's the thing that's tricky. It's like, you just have to be okay with it. Michael Myers in the chat, the true real Michael Myers, asks about tipping for pizza that you pick up yourself. They're still making the pizza. Somebody's still constructing.
Tyson is so generous. This will all be so much easier with the robots.
Pizza place?
What?
Don't they work at the pizza place?
Yeah, but I'm saying like it's still like you order it online, and then they have the option for tip. If I have somebody deliver it and it's like a $20 or $30 pizza, I just add $10 on top because somebody's driving, somebody's doing all that stuff. So you add extra for that. But if it's somebody that's, but if like you are going to pick it up yourself, there's still people there. Like maybe you put a couple bucks on top.
Yeah.
Like I don't think it needs to be a full 20% or anything, but put a couple bucks on top, make those people happy. If you're able to afford a $30 pizza, you can afford a $32 pizza and put $2 in the thing. Like, yeah, it's just like what goes around comes around a little bit.
Okay.
So Saint Tyson, with the
No
appropriate last name of Apostle.
No, I mean, it's also, yeah. Like
Tyson, 75% of people disagree with you. You're an outlier.
Tyson's in the 25%.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, and that's also what he tips at a minimum.
20%.
Yeah.
There's been few instances where I've tipped less than 20%.
Okay. All right. Well, let's talk about some other people that are being very generous and that may be too generous, because some thrift stores are saying that we need to draw a line. Too many people are donating their used sex toys.
How do they know they're used?
Yeah. And what's too many?
That's
okay.
Yeah.
So this comes to us from the UK, where they had to issue they put out a social media post of the avalanche of adult items that people were bringing into the store. They said, could those of you who kindly donate please be mindful that we are a children's charity, and as such we have a range of ages for our wonderful volunteer team. Therefore, we ask you to refrain from donating your used and unused marital aids. Now, how do they know people are married?
Beggars can't be choosers.
So I think that you're supposed to return used toys back to the adult shops, and they'll properly dispose of them.
Is that
like
true?
Batteries.
Is that true?
No, I just made that up. It could be the system, though, right? Recycle, reuse.
Yeah.
Reduce, reuse, recycle.
Thank you. Yes, that's it.
Yeah. I mean, why don't they just like repurpose those and put them in like put them in like
I'm sure there's a market.
Massage chairs.
Yeah, for the freakiest freaks out there who are looking for the used items too.
The used ones, yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's probably a thing. So many other ways you could use it though. Sure, you grind it up and use them for padding, in your
are that many people like doing this that they said they had to set up security cameras to and then stop people from
SWAT team swings in and kicks the dildos out of your hand and then like karate chops the teledildonics apparatus.
Maybe some people have like a thing for like let me donate these.
Once you say you don't like this type of thing, of course you're going to be it sounds like an avalanche.
Yeah, this is what they wanted. They needed more sex toys, so they were.
So they said they didn't want them.
Yeah, we're getting too many. Please don't send any more. And then it's just like a barrage.
Yeah,
yeah. So
okay,
it's like when Danny's like, "Oh, I don't like Jessica Rabbit," and Liz dresses as Jessica Rabbit for Halloween every year.
Oh, well, Danny, did you see that Mariah Carey was dressing as Jessica Rabbit? For Halloween?
Saw.
I once was going to see Mariah Carey at the Mall of America. but she showed up 2 hours late. My flight had to go.
Yes.
So you flew in just to see Mariah Carey?
No, I had a layover. I'm like, oh, Mariah Carey's going to be here. She's a famous person. This is a long time ago, but being a diva, of course, you can't show up on time.
Of course.
And so I had to catch my flight.
Yeah.
What a shame.
Okay. Well, honestly, for Mariah Carey, usually her big day is the day after Halloween. That's the day she.
Oh my gosh, the faucet will be opened November 1st. The money faucet.
But here she is, Danny. Get a good look. Here is
drink it all in, Danny.
Carey as Jessica Rabbit. Happy Halloween. # not yet, she says.
Okay. Yeah. You guys always. It was overblown how much it really liked Jessica Rabbit. Just said, I remember Jessica Rabbit
being hot.
Because as a kid, you're not looking at the face, you know.
You don't like Jessica Rabbit's face?
I don't even know what it looks like. All I can picture is the red dress and the cleavage. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Yeah. Gosh.
Okay.
I think Roger Rabbit did take her on a first date to the Olive Garden.
They went to the Olive Garden. But it was Olive Garden was one of the top-notch restaurants in the country back then.
Yeah. Although Roger Rabbit, notoriously bad tipper.
Yeah, probably. I don't even remember the movie, to be honest. I
don't either, and you guys just torture me with it.
But you remember parts of it. I didn't remember.
I just remembered one part of it.
Yes. Okay. And then... Okay, here's some big news, AF news. The first ever Florida Man Games is going to be happening soon.
Is this the new Olympics? Because now they allow breakdancing and flag football?
Yeah, and flag football. No, I don't think it's going to be part of the new Olympics.
Wait, so Olympics is really having flag football?
Yes.
I've read that several times. Even I didn't believe it, Tyson. Still don't believe it, but it's there.
That is true.
I think just played by kids? Just by kids, though?
I don't know. They're not going to have like NFL players in the flag football.
I know. Are they going to? Then what is it? Ultimate Frisbee filled with a bunch of middle-aged men.
Pickleball.
Pickleball. I could see pickleball.
Well, pickleball was making a big push, but you needed to have more than like 100 people watching the sport. What
is the Florida Man Games? Like if you can throw an alligator through a Wendy's drive-through window?
Great question, Danny. Florida Man Games. The website is up and running for the first ever Florida Man Games.
I know.
Yeah.
Who can hang from a rain gutter the longest from 3 stories up?
Yeah. Okay. Let's check out this logo here for the first ever Florida Man Games.
Ooh, register a team, guys.
Yeah, register a team. It's going to be held on February 24th, 2024 at Francis Field. And here are the games in the Florida Man Games. Okay. There's the weaponized pool noodle mud duel.
Okay. This is just American Gladiators.
That guy's jacked.
Yeah.
If I went up against him, I'd quit.
All right. How about this? There's the evading arrest obstacle course. Jump over fences, through backyards, and away from actual police officers to earn your freedom.
I could probably do that.
Okay. There's the Category 5 cash grab, where you subject yourself to Category 5 wins as you scramble to catch as much real cash as you can.
Okay.
There's the catalytic converter, 2 bikes and a handful of copper pipes race against time.
That can't be safe.
There's the beer belly Florida sumo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense.
And then, Dan Nitro Clark and Lori Ice Fetrick are
from American Gladiators
referees. Wow.
Tyson called
Nitro and Ice, dude. And I only recognize their faces from that documentary. Dude,
yeah,
these people have been out of jobs, and rightfully so, because of all the American Gladiator shit I learned from the documentary. But they're now having a renaissance. And who would have thunk? It's like, Rob, you and I, washed up reality TV stars. Who's to say in 20 years,
Survivor Games,
just something comes up where all of a sudden we're the toast of the town again, like a Netflix documentary on Survivor.
Yeah. It's a Netflix documentary all about Survivor, and then, or maybe it's all about Survivor podcasts and the Wild West.
Yeah.
Yep. Look at these other things you could do there. There's a mechanical gator.
Of course.
I like that.
Sumo smash.
Yeah.
Let's see. What
Wipe
about
out Log Slammer.
tickets? Okay, how much do you think tickets are going to go for,
$45.
Danny?
$50. Ty said $45.
Okay, $45 to $145.
That's to meet
You
and
want the
greet
VIP,
the judges. Yeah.
You want those
Mhm.
VIP tickets.
Wow. Okay. So that's the Florida Man game. So we might have to have maybe a correspondent down there.
Okay. Fine. Oh, we
All right.
have correspondents there already. We just got to find them. They'll be there.
All right. Danny, do you have for us something special in the bolt hole?
So special.
Okay, here we go. Special Halloween bolt hole.
Welcome to my bolt hole. I think you're gonna like it. I think you're gonna feel you belong.
Yeah.
Nocturnal.
You know, I was going to bring up this story because it ties in so well with the Florida Man games, but there was a shoe store in Paris, and you may have seen this, that would allow you to keep anything you could steal and then outrun the security guard with.
Wow. Did they have as the security guard Dan / Nitro?
No, they had the fastest man in France as their security guard. So out of this, I believe 75 people, 2 people got away. And
Yeah.
I watched the videotape of how they got away because obviously they're not faster than this guy. And it all had to do with traffic, pedestrian traffic, car traffic, and whether or not you could surprise him with your fleeing. That's what it all came down to because you weren't going to beat him.
Well, those were like in the fine print, Danny.
No. Meaning like you watch videos of people running out of the store, right? And I watched the 2 videos of the people.
Is it like
who got
2-hand
away.
touch if does he have to then wrestle you?
I don't think he wrestles you. I think if he touches you, you're out. I didn't see any videos of him wrestling. But the 2 people that got away just seemed to get lucky with timing because he was helping another customer. And at the same time, like
wingman.
He's, you know, the trick in a movie where you go when the train comes by. I felt like that was kind of what happened when one of them got away. So kind of like Florida Man games. If you can take it, you can keep it. What?
This is in a store
in France. Yeah. In Paris.
I love that. But do you pay extra if he catches you?
No, that wasn't part of it, but
yes, that should be part of it because then all you're doing, because he gets nothing from it if that's the case, except for that maybe more people come to visit the store to try and get free stuff.
Yeah.
But if you are like, but if I tag you, you have to pay double. Then
it raises the stakes on the.
That's great.
The shoplifter's end.
Yeah, it's like,
like that.
We have those photo ticket things around here in the Phoenix Valley, and they, by law, you don't have to pay. So you'll get a thing that's like, we caught you speeding. Here's a picture of you. You don't have to pay those.
They're just they're just like preparing you mentally for when.
No, you don't have to pay them. Machine. If they don't serve you in person within like 90 days, then you're free and clear. But if they do serve you, you'll have to pay the penalty as well as the ticket. So you can pay the ticket, but if you want to risk, like, so that's the thing.
Yeah.
So after 90 days, if you decide not to pay it and they don't serve you within 90 days, then you're good to go. So I think it's like that. It's like, okay, I'm willing to risk that they're not going to serve me, but if they do, it's going to be more expensive than if I would have just originally paid for it. And I think that this man needs to do something like that, where it's like, it's all well and good, try and get away with it. But if I catch you, it's double the price.
Yeah, I kind of like that. Make it risky for the person who, is trying to get away with the thing.
Yeah.
That was just a side story. That was a throwaway story. The real story here, and this is Halloween related. I'm just trying to make a public announcement here to know your local laws when trick-or-treating, especially if you're a teenager, because there are actually places in the United States which bar teenagers past a certain age from trick-or-treating. And some
Shouldn't that be all states?
Oh yeah, I wish. I told my kids this and they were like, that's not fair. But I think
we're not breaking the law, kids.
Yeah, we're not breaking the law. So there's a couple places, Chesapeake, they have a rule on the books that says kids over 14 who trick-or-treat are guilty of a misdemeanor. Jacksonville, Illinois, and another place in Louisiana have a place that bars children 13 or older.
Oh my God.
Trick-or-treating. I mean, I feel like a 13-year-old can trick or treat, especially if they have a costume. In Belleville, Illinois, the city requires anyone over 12-year-old to get permission from the mayor or
Yeah.
chief of police.
Yeah, make
Wow.
them work for it, dude. That's what
Get
I'm
a
saying.
permit.
And that's if they want to wear a mask or disguise outside of Halloween, or any Halloween related activities that aren't specifically on Halloween.
And it's only a day, like for one, like let's say they're like, okay, the mayor is going to be giving these away out from 9 a.m.
Yes.
to noon on October 25th. If you're not there, you snooze, you lose, and you have to wear this giant, like what is it? What are those stickers, that a hologram sticker ticket thing that has to be on full display, or like credentials or something as a teenager? Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
In Taft, Texas, you can only trick or treat from 6 to 8:30, which I do like that law. That's great.
Yeah, I think that 6 to 8 is the witching hour here.
Yeah, because there's this like sense as a parent, when does this end? I can still hear the voices of children on the street, but I really want to go to bed. So normally you turn off the light, right? Or you put the bowl out. But that's still inviting mischief.
Yeah.
I want everything to be wrapped up and done. I would say 8:30. And by the way, so I'm just putting this out there, that there are laws on the books, and you should check before you go out and wreak havoc on Halloween.
Okay. Good to know. I mean, none of our listeners would wreak havoc.
No. But unless we've got a bunch of tweens and teens. So
yeah.
Be careful. All right.
Watching these 13-year-old kids or these teenagers, I'm sure it's fun for them. But if we have any teenagers in our audience, it's not fun for adults to see a group of teenagers. Like, I don't want to give candy to a group of teenagers. And it's like going to like a toddler park and having a group of teenagers there playing.
Oh, yeah.
And you're just like,
annoying.
Hey guys, you guys know you're too old, right? Like, do your parents not tell you you're too old to be here at the toddler park playing? Like, I get that you're on the swings and you're playing and stuff, but like, come on.
Find the parents $50. By the way, my kid, my teenager, he is going out with 15 of his friends, all wearing the exact same pickle costume. So that's a mob of kids.
Pickle mob?
Who is?
A pickle mob.
Your oldest?
Yeah.
How old is he?
He's 14.
What are you doing? You're just encouraging this?
I didn't encourage this. Liz encourages it because she loves Halloween more than anything else in the world. But I'm also hoping they don't come anywhere near my house. 15 kids, all in the same pickle costume.
What's the adversary of pickles?
I can't even think. The sun?
Donkey Kong? I don't know. Whatever it is, you got to dress up, Danny, faceless, and just go and just like mow through the kids just boom. Get them.
Why pickles, Danny?
I have no idea. Dude, don't ask me to get into the mind of a 14-year-old.
Because they think it's so funny. They're thinking it's so funny. And
I did wonder
it,
if they're thinking Pickle Rick, but I don't know if any of them have seen Rick and Morty, but they do know of Pickle Rick.
Yeah.
I also heard months leading up to Halloween, these heated discussions over what to wear, and maybe this was the compromise costume between.
What else were they going to do?
They were thinking of Mario, Luigi.
Okay. Probably hot dogs. Hot dogs.
They were thinking of some rapper I had never heard of.
Drake?
No. It was a female rapper. Anyway, they had a list, and I would hear them.
Doja Cat?
No. Gosh, I can't even remember her name. I'm out of touch. So I'm really
Megan Thee Stallion?
Nope, on the pickle. The pickle can be harmless, but 15 of them not so much. So I'm just warning everyone, watch out. Yeah, watch out for them.
Yeah, and if you're a police officer in the area,
trail them, please.
Please arrest them. Make them learn their lesson.
Tito Burrito in the chat wants to know, is it Ice Spice, Danny?
That might be it. That kind of does sound like it. Yes. That sounds like
Spice.
Okay.
Well,
all right.
None of us.
Well, good luck tonight, Danny.
Ice Spice.
Yeah. Wish me luck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good luck. Sorry, you have teenagers.
I'll probably be getting out of bed late.
Oh my
God. The police
Oh,
station.
I've seen videos of Ice Spice. I think I saw a bunch of her on TikTok recently.
Yeah.
Okay.
All
cool.
Right. And Tyson, what else is going on for you?
I got to go to the kids' school today for some Halloween festivities, and then we're going to go trick or treating. Bergen has a broken arm, so I'll probably just drive her around in a van with the door open until she gets tired of that, and then come home. I
Nice.
want to watch, if we get home early enough where Marlo can go to bed and Bergen can stay up. Bergen's 8. Is she too young to watch Jurassic Park?
Boy, I
I
don't
don't
know
think
if I
so.
ever thought of Jurassic Park as a Halloween movie. I've watched it recently. I
Yeah.
think it's fine.
I think
Yeah,
it's
my
fine.
my 8-year-old has watched Jurassic Park.
She likes scary, thrillering, all
Yeah.
of that stuff, and I think Jurassic Park would be like perfect.
It,
Yeah.
if I may, I feel like the pacing is a little slow for it's kind of a long movie, Jurassic
think?
Park. Yeah. I feel like
How long
it
is
takes
it?
a while to get
Yeah, the real
into
danger might be boring her.
Okay.
Yeah. Especially if you start it late. Like I feel like that you don't really get like it's probably like a good hour in until you really start to get into the dino
Good stuff.
section.
Okay. Well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And then looking forward to hanging out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Can't
So
wait.
see you tomorrow. That'll
Live
be very exciting.
RHAP in Brea at the Brea Improv.
The Brea Improv. So that's going to be a first of 2 nights in Brea for me. So I'm going to be heading out for hopefully not too spooky night at the airport.
Yeah.
With some of the least scary, worst passengers.
Or maybe the most scary. Are you I'll text you about it because I'm just planning on going straight to the theater from the airport when I touch down.
Okay.
So
all right.
Okay.
Well, thank you so much for joining us here. Have a happy Halloween, everybody. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.
We did it, guys.